You're an ordinary slackliner, living your slack life, borrow slack when you live in, and travel around highland spots. You worry about global warming, zero waste, and natural anchors instead of boating.
But no matter how good you are, how peace lover you are, and how man of the world you are, Russians would come to your hometown with war.
You can join local resistance, live under occupation, or become a refugee. But no matter what, you'll probably give everything you've got to help local resistance fight the aggression. So here's a small guide for you how your regular slackline gear can help fighting Russians. Drones. Life of modern slackliner is full of technologies. We can joke that we're using a crossbow, potato cannon, or trained eagles to pass the line across. But most of us started using drones. Even if you found yourself a trained eagle for your Highland team to help rig Highlands, usually that trained eagle is you. Because for whatever reason, it's usually you who is sent to the bottom of the gap to walk through all of the scratchy bushes with full bag of gear for the further anchor. Even if you don't have a need for a drone on your home spot to pass the line, you might have one anyway, just to film a sick shot of your leash foal to post it on Instagram or Slack chat. No matter which drone you have, DJI Mavic Mini, FPV do-it-yourself drone you bought in China, or Bayraktar, who knows, maybe for advertisement purpose at some point of time we would start using Bayraktars to rig Highlands in Ukraine, just because they helped us a lot and we want to help them sell their product? Anyway, each of those drones can help your army to resist. Drones are used for scouting, artillery adjustments, capturing Russian mercenaries, or even we had a first ever drone fight. Just a side note, my personal drone, who helped me rigging Highlands throughout Ukraine, was a participant of the defense of Kiev. I just wonder, is he still alive? How good he was? Maybe he was the first drone who got a medal? Or he died on his first battle? I don't know. Rangefinders. What do you feel when you are scouting new Highland spots? Do you feel yourself like a hunter? No? So why are you using hunting or army rangefinders? Yes, we all want to know what's the length of the gap we want to rig new Highland on. It just makes our preparation for the Highland spot better. You won't take your 100-meter line for a 200-meter gap, so do artillery gunners and snipers. They use rangefinders throughout their day. Action cameras. How old are you? 30 already? So you probably own a GoPro or other action camera. You probably even filmed yourself tree climbing back in the days. Or were you filming foot fetish videos while walking a highline? We all did that. But those days passed by. Those videos are not that popular anymore, and probably your action camera lays somewhere in a shelf and you haven't touched it in a few years. Action cameras are used by military forces during a fight. With those videos, they can analyze what happened and how you can improve yourself or where you had a miss. Unfortunately, those action cameras are also used by volunteers during exhumation of mass graves left by Russians on the occupied territories. Dyneema. What stands behind the trade name high-tech weapon, which you were dreaming to buy and it costs like half of your Slackline? Ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene. This material is used in ultra-lightweight weapons, which are so easy, safe and comfortable to work on the big projects. And not only big projects, to be honest. But the same material is used in armor. One armor plate, which is based on UMHWP material, is 7 kilos. On the other side, the old steel armor plate starts from 12 kilos. Unfortunately, you cannot wrap yourself with your fancy Y2K weapon and use it as an armor. It just doesn't work like that, so you can leave your precious weapon at home. But this case is showing how everything is connected in the modern world. Russia started a mechanism which would force every country in the world to be in the high army alert for the next decade or even more. Every country in the world would start using Dyneema more for the military purpose, and only the one which is left was sent to Jerry, Sam or Stefan to produce new high-tech weapon. Logistics is broken around the world, which is causing price increase for almost everything. And before the war, Ukraine was one of the top agricultural cultures in the world. And even nowadays, Ukrainian farmers are risking their lives to pass their goods to Europe, Africa, Middle East, and basically anywhere in the rest of the world, preventing global hunger in many countries. And there's only one reason for that: Russia and Russians. So this was a small guide how you can help your local resistance when Russians reach your hometown. But you can prevent this from happening by helping Ukrainians fight Russians now. So if you do not want to donate to your local army or friends who would join local army when Russians would reach your country, support Ukrainian army now. Because the faster Ukraine would win, the faster situation in the world would stabilize. You might say that you would probably donate to humanitarian needs and not for weapons, but
$1 you donate for Ukrainian army save $10 you donate for Ukrainian refugees.
So if you're planning to buy a new drone and have an old one which can be used to repair other drones, or it's actually working, you want to buy a new rangefinder for larger projects, or you own an old action camera, laptop, tablet which you don't use and you're willing to help, write your Slack friend in Ukraine if they're still alive. Ask how he or she is and ask how you can help. Do not have a Slack friend in Ukraine and you are still willing to help? Write us in comments and we'll reach you out. We'll tell you how you can help and where you can send your help.